Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hams. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer, the trick of the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
That's it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Stays Live.
Take off your caps.
Live here at Strong Island TV, Paradise Studios, and beautiful.
Downtown Massapequa.
Yes, if there's such a thing, there is. People in Massapequa get insulted. John Consoli lives in Massapequa now.
So do I.
Well, that's right. You're Massapequa Park. Beautiful part of Long Island.
You have a
Beautiful
mayor.
part of Long Island. How to alienate an audience in 5 seconds.
Yes.
We have a good show tonight. We're very excited. We have Mr. Santos back from his cruise. Look at him, how relaxed.
Not tan.
He's got a nice button-up shirt on tonight.
My
Very
wife
nice.
sprayed so much sunscreen on us. It was like going
It
through a
worked.
sunscreen car wash.
What did you use? What number?
As we left the cabin, it was like,
Looks like
Oh, you had a
sunscreen
cabin.
75.
oh yeah, we had a cabin with a stateroom. I'm sorry.
Oh, on the boat you're talking about. Okay.
On the cruise ship, yeah.
What number did you use? You got it?
What number?
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan.
What number did I use for what?
You know, for
Sunscreen.
sunscreen.
Oh, like 10,000.
Yeah.
A nuclear weapon could have gone off a mile away and it wouldn't have affected me.
I can't see the comments though.
I'll watch the comments.
When we went to Florida, I called my daughter, who's a nurse, and I said to her, "Listen, Patty and I are gonna lay in the sun." And Pat's old school, I don't need any, you know. He was like a lobster. I said, "What should?" He was gonna use baby oil.
No, that.
I know he was kidding me. I know he was kidding me.
jeez.
But I said, "What number should I use?" She goes, "On your face, you shouldn't use the 50, 60.
Why?
Because it's not good on your face. It's something, you know, could hurt your face or whatever. You should use a different thing on your face." So that's what I did.
Well,
This is on the
maybe something less
potent.
potent.
Potent, yeah.
Less,
And that's why my face looks like this.
more like a cream.
Take a look.
Obviously not good advice.
There you go.
Quanique
Good
would
point.
probably
That-
have
now
the
we
No,
right
we didn't say
stuff.
Kevin's here.
Now
Kevin
it's a little
Stevens here.
potent. Yeah, he's sitting right there.
Steve
Kevin.
Oliva could not make it. He has a prior engagement, and we asked him if he would send somebody over that was funny, handsome, and he couldn't find anybody.
Buddy, so we got.
So we got
Yes.
Kevin Seaman.
Cool.
Hey, Kevin.
I was
Hi,
over at
Kev.
Dunkin' Donuts, and you bumped into me getting a bear claw, and here I am.
We took his phone and said, you
That's how it
gotta stay.
happens.
He gets
Show
his phone
business.
back after
Hey.
the show.
Thanks for filling in. No, if anybody can fill in for Steve, it's you.
That doesn't say much.
No,
No.
Yeah,
no.
Steve sucks.
And Patty's in tonight. Patty G, he's behind the scenes a lot at this
Behind the
show.
scenes a lot, yeah.
That's why it runs very smoothly.
Yes.
So we're here tonight.
Who's behind the scenes tonight? Nobody, right?
Well,
we have-
we
Other
have-
than
we
the
have a- we
normal
have a good
production
team.
people, right?
Now you're insulting the staff.
No, on normal production, we don't have the extra person.
And we have Sal's here. Sal Manzo. Yeah. Manzo. What is it? Manzo. I'm
Manzo.
sorry. Manzo of Manzo Plumbing. He's a potential sponsor, but he wanted to come check us out. Obviously, he hasn't watched the show because he wouldn't be sitting there.
He wouldn't be.
You know, he wouldn't be sitting there. But we're happy Sal's here, at least for one night. He's a nice man. He'll leave and he'll go, those guys are idiots. I don't want to get involved, but at least he tried. And that's what matters.
That's
How
what
many
matters.
how many years sober do you have then? Who are you sponsoring? 33. All right, so I could use a sponsor. So thanks.
We have tonight a
What do we
guest
got?
calling
What do we
in.
got on the show?
We have a guest calling in, a very interesting man, Frank. He was a major in the U.S. Reserves. He was a FDNY. He went to Toro Law School, and he is JAG. Remember the TV show
Judge Advocate
JAG?
General.
Thank
yes.
you, because I was going to keep saying JAG because I forgot what it stood for.
I thought Jag was Navy.
JAG is Navy. Judge
It
Advocate
says he
General.
was U.S. Army Reserves. Maybe they have JAG in the Army also,
I thought
no?
it was
I
just the
don't-
Navy.
I will ask him.
No,
The
we'll ask
Show,
him.
the show was the
We'll ask
Navy.
him. The
We'll
show is
ask
the
him.
Navy.
Oh, the show was the Navy.
Yeah, the show was
Oh,
the
right.
Maybe
so
Jag in every
maybe
branch.
they have
Yeah.
Jag in every branch, yeah.
So you're trying to read my writing? God bless you.
Yeah,
God
no,
bless you.
this is not bad at all.
And then we have our New York reporter calling in. Sandy will be calling in the second part
Sandy
of the show.
Ellers, right?
Sandy Ellers. Sandy has an interesting take on living in New York City and working in New York City. She can be very kind and sweet at times, and at other times, watch out. Watch out. She goes nose to nose with
Giving
anybody
them
on the subway.
business.
Hope you're watching, Sandy. So we look forward to that report. We did a show.
We're
Wow, we have a
What's
lot
wrong?
of show here.
Okay,
Which
we're
one?
right there. Okay, finally left.
That's on delay though. I don't know what's going on here with this.
It's always a little bit in case we curse.
It's a
they can
little
bleep it.
slow.
No,
I
not
get
that
it. It's a
slow.
little slow.
Not that. Look, he's moving his elbow. That was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well,
Healy's.
Healy's.
To them, it's not. They don't see that, right? In other words, they don't know what we're talking
I'm
about.
going to answer when they're seeing it. Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, they don't. No,
Right, no,
they're
they
seeing it
don't.
on delay.
So we don't want to confuse them.
No, because
we
already,
ready?
you know who it is? We shouldn't ask you that, right?
Just a
All right,
moment,
you know
caller.
what?
We're gonna as soon
Yeah,
as
put it through. We're gonna have them. Hold on. Let me just see who it is.
Give me the MC on the commercial so we don't forget.
Yeah. Hello, caller. Laughter Saves Lives live.
Grown.
Hello, caller. Who's this?
Ray Negron.
Ray. Ray. How are you?
I'm groovy. I'm waiting to get on Skype here, but if it doesn't work, I think I call in.
That's fine. If you wouldn't mind, Ray, just hold it on for a few seconds. Ray?
No, yeah, if I'm watching you, I got to turn you off because you're like 10 seconds behind watching, and I'm getting real confused.
No, that's how slow I am. I turned 60 in
you're
February,
really
and
surprising my
that's how
67
slow I'm
IQ
moving
here.
now, right? Yeah, just hold on. Listen in, but hold on for a second, and we'll get right back to you. I wanted to
Still
talk
got it,
about...
man. I'll be on hold.
All right.
Let's get kicks in.
Thanks, Ray. I wanted to talk about Healy's,
Healy's?
in Greenlawn.
Yes.
I want to thank them. Wonderful little Irish pub, we can call it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, Irish pub in Greenlawn. We filmed our MCM duck commercial out there a few months ago,
Oh.
which should be coming out. I know I say it every week. Talk to John Jr., but it should be out in a few weeks. Very funny commercial. Hopefully we can use you guys in the next one.
Channel 12?
It's going to be on the website.
Okay.
It's going to be shown here on our site and
an IMAX.
to future potential sponsors
Yeah.
as what we can do for them for an extra whatever. We'll have to come up with an amount.
600,000.
No.
Put on before Avengers.
We had a ball.
A blast. We
The
had a
audience
terrific
was
time.
small and very vocal, fun, a little bit drunk, a few of them, but they all had
It
a ball.
helped. It helped. We all
And-
did well.
And they raised $600 for Laughter Saves Lives, which I just didn't expect. I didn't expect that. We weren't doing it for that. We were doing it to give back to
No,
Healy's.
they couldn't have been any more gracious to us.
They were wonderful.
Was it Maura, the manager, and I believe her husband, was it?
I didn't. Her brother was the
Her
one
brother.
that bought our
Right,
food.
her
He
brother.
bought our food,
yeah.
her brother. So it was a fun night. Steve Oliva headlined.
Oh,
Closed the show.
He
Did you do
closed.
good?
Well, he did great. But
Unbelievable.
We're never going to hear the end of it. This is going
No,
to be
he
for.
he was really,
Giant
all
head.
jokes aside, he was terrific.
Yeah, he had all
He
jokes
really
aside.
was terrific.
All jokes aside. So that was a fun night. So we thank Healy's for that show. We have a few shows coming up, but we only have one flyer. Let's throw the flyer up there. This is very big. We are at Piccadilly Arsenal next week. We are
That's
at
the name of
Sayville
the
Fire
place.
Department. What show is this? I can't even see the friggin' thing. It's so
Looks
small.
like May 17th.
May 17th, we have two shows. We have one out east, and we have one in at Piccadilly, and we have one.
Who's on that show?
That's Hewlett. That's Hewlett.
That's Hewlett. Okay, that's Hewlett.
Hewlett? Who's on that show?
We have Pat, me. I don't think she's on it anymore. But it's going to be a great night. Hewlett Fire Department. One of my guys I used to work with,
It looks
3
like
engine.
Sheba Mason.
I don't think she was on it anymore, though. I think she had a prior engagement.
Remember, we got a caller holding.
Yes,
yeah.
we do have a call holding. So we have a few shows coming up. Check our website. We'll update that this week. Let's get to our.
I'm free on the 17th, just in case.
All right, thanks. Let's get to our guest tonight.
Write that down.
Ray, you still there? Oh, we put Ray through. He was on
Yeah.
hold. Okay, Ray.
Yes, sir.
If you want to turn down your radio or computer in the background.
Oh, I always
Nothing-
wanted to say
nothing
that.
on but my phone.
You know what, Ray? Do you listen? I just want to start by something ridiculous, but do you listen to sports radio?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
All right. Did you hear what happened with Francesa this morning?
On Gio and Boomer?
Yeah.
I did hear
Did
it.
you watch it?
I saw it on, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, very funny. All right, you got to watch it. So, Ray, how are you, Ray?
Was there,
Negron?
was there a point to that?
No point.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
No point. Just throwing it out there, see what comes back. Hey, Ray.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you for taking the time to be on tonight.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Tell us a little bit about your background. Start with your FDNY. How long were you on the FDNY?
About 4 years.
Whoa.
4 years.
God bless.
I was an immigration officer for about 4 years before that, and my number finally came up for the fire department, and I joined in '96.
I'm sorry, what did he say before fire department? What were you?
Immigration.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Trump supporter.
Was that an
Before
interesting?
anybody knew about it.
And what did you do for immigration?
I was an inspector
An
in New
inspector?
York City.
Okay, is that all you're going to give us, or is that all you're allowed to give us?
Top secret?
It's a low-profile job. Uniform,
All right.
gun, bag, but really not a lot of action.
Okay,
They're very
okay.
fast now. I came into Brooklyn on Sunday. It was like 2 seconds. You were through customs and immigration. You don't even have to fill out a form anymore.
That's custom. Now they call it. 'cause
It's both. It's-
customs.
It was one guy.
Border
It's
protection.
racial
Right.
profiling. It's a lot easier for guys like you.
Yeah, it's customs and border protection now because that's who I teach.
So I misunderstood. The form said you could bring back 50 Cubans. I didn't know they meant cigars.
Yeah,
I had to send all those people back.
So,
Havana.
They didn't let you keep 2 or 3.
I said goodbye to all of them, and they had to go back to Havana.
so while you were with the FDNY, you were also going to law school part time. Is this correct?
That is right.
And was that tough? That must be a lot of hours, no?
I remember watching in one of the parades. I had a Dalmatian at the time, and Von Essen came up to me, and he was the commissioner at the time.
Yes.
And he actually, he liked me like in about a minute. It's like, is there a better place if you're in law school? Is there a better place? I'm like, Commissioner, where's a better place to study than in a firehouse? I'm working 9 days a month, and when I'm at work, once the dishes are done and then the bed's made, I get to study. It
Sure.
was the perfect job. Once in a while, the alarm went off, I had to leave studying, but 10 minutes later, 2 hours later, you're back to studying.
Yeah, I think Kevin will agree. There's a lot of guys that spent their time wisely studying to be an officer. As I basically worked out on all my downtime, and that's why I get to look like this right now at 60.
What'd you work out
Yeah, I
on?
mean, I'm not huge like you, but
Huge.
it bumped up my IQ about
but you
3
make
points.
5 times the money.
I'm almost at 90.
All right, so you went to Toro Law School. You got out on disability. You got inhaled some hot smoke.
Gases.
Aluminum. There's food on the stove.
And they put you out.
And if it was
They
at
put
Pat's
me
house,
out
that's
in
a lot
like
of
6
food,
weeks.
right?
Thank you,
So,
Dr. Prezant.
That could be
And
dangerous.
the FDNY lung bill.
Right. Well, they kind of make an example of you. Is that what you're saying? Like, hey, we got this lung bill. Don't fight it.
No, talking to old timers, before the lung bill went in, firemen for hundreds of years were just fighting to prove that their lung damage was from the fire department, from jobs, and the fire department would fight it. Well, you smoke and you do this and you
Oh,
barbecue
please.
all the time.
You barbecue.
When they finally won the lung bill, the lung, heart, and cancer bills, everything's presumptive. So the last thing the fire department's going to do is take examples of people and say, well, the lung bill's good, but this guy it shouldn't apply to. Let him stay. So
Right.
they got the bill. They couldn't have anybody fighting it. So the union, the fire, nobody wanted anything to do with it. It just, nature took its course. I was out in like 6 weeks.
When
Wow.
I barbecue, I'm not aware of any cyanide gas or whatever else comes out of fires that comes out of my barbecue. That's,
And you know
Well,
what?
That's
as
nuts.
long as you use organic stuff, that free grazing stuff. But other than that, those steroids and all that,
yeah.
should barbecue that stuff and smell that smoke.
Yeah.
No, but it's not as bad as like a house fire, a building.
Or walking
that's
through
all
mid-
poisonous
or walking
gas.
through Midtown Manhattan.
That's all poisonous gas. How could they say it was not from the fire department?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. That's my point.
Right. Some jobs, 4 years on the job going on disability, most guys would be happy. Firemen don't want that. That's
I
not
used
why
to
they
wear
took
my
it out.
mask during overhaul.
The job just started getting good. It was the worst time for it to happen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys didn't wear the mask during overhaul, and I submitted a poster idea to the NFPA, and it was wear this now or this later, and it was a Scott pack and an oxygen mask.
Yep.
And it was wear this now or wear this later.
You know,
And I always wore the Scott pack during overhaul. I didn't care.
I
how long
wore
it
it
took.
during car fires when I got out of
Totally
school, and
during-
I think
oh,
I was one of
totally.
the only ones.
No, now you have to.
Well, now you gotta wear it.
Yeah.
You gotta wear it home.
In quarters.
Yeah, they were very big on that in my academy in '96. They were like, you go to a house, 90% of what's burning is wood. But a car, there's no wood in a car. So if you're in a car fire, you're an idiot for not wearing
It's
your
all
mask.
crap.
There's
All
no
crap.
wood. It's all plastic.
And
Yep.
another interesting thing was, Ray, hearing. When I got on the job and a few years later, they didn't want to, everybody had bad hearing because the rigs were open, the sirens or whatever. So they weren't going to put guys on disability from hearing because 90% of the job would be. So you'd go to give the hearing test, and giving you the test was a light duty fireman. So there was a screen, a window there, and they would make the noise and you'd have to press the button, but you couldn't hear the noise because you were deaf. But you'd see the needle. They'd let you see the needle. So anytime the needle went out, you'd press the button.
Yeah.
You press the button. Oh, you pass. Until 18, 19 years on the job, somebody said, you should really document that. So I went down there and I said, I can't hear anything. They go, you passed for 17 years all of a sudden.
Right.
But when I retired, I put in for disability on the hearing, and they said, you only lost hearing in one ear. It's not from the job. You're disabled in one ear, not from the job.
Do you know?
Was it your right ear?
What's that?
It's my right ear.
Yeah. You sure it wasn't from driving your wife around?
No, but now I have an excuse not to do stuff.
That's right.
I didn't hear you.
And it's documented too. So
Yeah.
it's official. They changed the tones in the firehouse now because they said that when the tone went off, it was so shocking to your heart that it was giving guys almost like a heart attack.
yeah.
Well, you kind of are supposed to wake up when you hear the tones. So now it's a. So it's ridiculous.
That's
It might as
pretty
well
good.
go,
Wow.
Hey, we gotta run.
Hey,
There's a fire somewhere. Can you
come
get up?
on.
Is it okay?
I was in a ICBM simulator, and that's a real loud blast, and it scares the shit out of you. Because then you got to copy down the codes, and you might have to launch nuclear missiles.
I know
That was scary.
Ray,
They give you the button. You have
Well, it was a simulation. It was like a training thing. That,
What
so
also used
we
to
got
get-
to go through what they went through.
What also used to get you going, I don't know if they do this in the volleys, but when we're responding to a call and they find out that it's a working fire, the officer would turn around and bang on the
Punch
glass. So
Right.
in the middle of the night, you get on the rig most times and you get up and you kind of wind down and you're boom, boom, boom. You talk about your heart,
Yeah.
right? All of a sudden, whoa, we got a job.
We had a tone that would go in, like the dispatcher would press a tone, and it would go, and it'd be like signal 10,
Yeah.
working fire, whatever.
In the rig.
All right, so
in the rig.
let's talk a little bit about
on the whole
Ray's
radio system.
JAG career. What can you tell us about this?
Well, I joined the reserve in '86, and I'm just about to finish my 33rd year in the U.S. Army Reserve.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for your thank yous.
You're welcome.
I was military
Thank you for
police
thanking us,
for the
thank you.
first 17 years. I made it up to Master Sergeant. That's an E8. And when I graduated law school, I looked at the pay chart, and a captain makes more than a sergeant major in the Army, in the military rather, in '03. So that's a crime in and of itself. So just for the long-term thing, I decided to go from MPs to the JAG Corps, and I've been a JAG for the last 16 years.
Wow.
And what rank did you get when you became?
I'm a major now.
Now you're a major.
What
Yep.
Ray, we just did the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We were invited to go out in Ohio to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We did the officers, I think they call it lounge now. They don't call it club anymore because anybody can come in for events.
Yeah, they got rid of that stuff mostly.
Yeah, and we did a show there, and I met a colonel who's in the reserves who also flies for United. And this guy we met 3 colonels, the one that runs the base. We took some nice pictures with him. But
You got
this,
the base commander?
we met the base commander. I gave him a 9/11 hazmat squad shirt. Took a nice picture with me, and I sent that out to all the families. Never forget, type thing. We still remember you guys, and we're not going to forget. And he said to me, when he refuels the plane, like he flies the plane that goes ahead of Trump sometimes with the limo and all of that stuff.
The cargo aircraft.
Yeah,
Right.
he flies that. But he showed me, because last night we were practicing refueling drills. You want to see? On his phone going 350 miles an hour, he's filming the plane getting refueled from the cockpit.
Yeah.
The plane's like right there, and he goes,
The
"John,
refueling
take a look."
tank is right there.
I go, you are whacked
Yeah, it's
out.
crazy stuff.
Yeah. So again, thank you for your service. That's really really cool. So you were in the FDNY. You're a lawyer. You were JAG. Can you leave the stand-up comedy to us? Do you really need to try to get into that now?
when it comes to stand-up, I think there's always room for 300 or 400 more.
Lawyers can be pretty funny though.
I have to tell you, I watched some of his set, and I get sent a lot of videos, and I have to say, Ray, I watched 2 minutes of your act, and it took me 30 seconds to fall asleep.
Oh, wow. You can play it in the morning when you want to wake up.
But we know a lot of
No, I have to
comedians
say-
that used to be lawyers.
No, I'm
And
talking
some of
about
them are
he
very-
was in the military, and he was a firefighter, and he's a newer comic. He went through Project 9 Line with what's his name?
Tugboat?
Tugboat.
Tugboat?
Oh, you went through the
You know,
tugboat.
with Tugboat, right?
Manny taught it. Well, actually, Manny did not teach it. My God.
Consoli?
Yes, John Consoli taught it.
John Consoli. And you
Or
were
was it
funny.
Bonnie Rubble?
Bonnie, your material was you had great stage presence. Your material was funny, well written. I really enjoyed it.
Well, very good. Thanks a lot, John.
So anything else you want to ask this fine gentleman before we let him go back to doing lawyering?
So where are you based now? Where are you, Jag?
I'll finish my career what I'm doing now. I'm a defense attorney for I'm like the Legal Aid Society in the Army. I defend people that they're trying to kick out of the Army.
Well, where though? Like where are you based?
I'm out of Brooklyn. I'm out of Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But I very rarely go there. That's where my unit is. I kind of like work out of my house. I take my cases.
Nice.
This week, Friday morning, I'm flying to Chicago. There's a trial in Chicago Saturday morning.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey, we were talking. We referenced Jag for the TV show, which is based for the Navy.
I thought it was a
correct?
naval term. Yeah.
Is it all branches of the armed forces
Yeah,
have a JAG?
JAG stands for Judge Advocate General. So every branch has a JAG.
Has
They
their
all
own.
have
Oh.
attorneys.
Okay.
Because all the
Even
TV
the Air
shows
Force,
and
which
movies.
really isn't military, but they copy our ranks and our structure. So even the Air Force has attorneys.
All right. Well, we learned something. It's always good when you learn something. Well,
That
Ray,
TV show was Navy, no question about it. And if anybody ever asks me, is being a JAG like the TV show?
yeah.
The only answer is yes.
Okay.
One day I'm swimming out of a submarine, out of a torpedo tube. The next day I'm skydiving. It's exactly what it's like to be a lawyer in the military.
I know there's some sarcasm in there. Well, Ray, we appreciate you taking the time and stay in touch, and hopefully we'll get you on one of our shows.
All right, well, you know how to get me, John.
All right, Ray. Thanks so much.
Guys, you look awesome on screen.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's all
thank
not
you.
working out.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Right.
Mr. Ray Negron.
It's always
Interesting
nice when we
name.
have such interesting people. Like he's like a double hero because he was in the military and in the fire department.
Yep.
So he's
and
really
you know what? You can do good things as a lawyer.
Some lawyers are good people. Yeah, they're not all.
Some lawyers.
Right. Some
Yeah.
lawyers are actually good
Some lawyers.
people.
They
Some don't slither into their suits.
Hey,
right?
you know,
Yeah.
hopefully there's not a time when you really need one. But
No, but what I meant was like he was
I hear you.
protecting the city and the country.
I hear you.
That's nice.
Let's talk a little bit about your Bermuda trip.
Okay.
One thing that I found funny about your trip, and I said to some of the guys, I go, every picture you sent, and I know you do this purposely, but it's funny, you're on vacation with your family, but you don't see any of your family in any of the pictures.
They don't want to be in.
They're like, and you were doing stuff like you were in some kind of, what are you doing, some flying, some simulator?
so I
Did
land-
your wife do this? Like, John, you do that for the day.
Hold it.
Yeah.
It's
So I,
like, go do that for the day.
I
and
can't-
hold on, caller, who's on the line?
It's Sandy. You told me to call in.
oh, we'll be
All
right with you, Sandy. We're just-
Sandy, give us a few minutes, unless you want to call back in like 10.
I'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Bubba.
All right, bye.
Thank you so
So
much.
at Cape Canaveral, they have a Space Shuttle Atlantis display. So you actually see the retired space shuttle, the real space shuttle,
God, you must
not a
have lit
mock-up.
up.
Oh
You
my
must
God,
have-
it was amazing. And then they have a simulator there that you can land the space shuttle, and it's very difficult.
Now, where
but
was your family when you were doing all this? Were they like out
So-
doing?
They
So
weren't
they-
on
they-
vacation with him.
they did
They
the
were on
no, they
vacation.
did the
He
bus.
sends them out. I'm telling you.
The cruise line only gave us a few hours at Cape Canaveral, which I was
Right.
a little aggravated with. So I sent them out to do the launch pad tour because they'd never seen it. I'd done it already. So I did the shuttle Atlantis, and they met me there because I knew I wanted to spend a lot of time there.
Okay.
And my son got to fly the space shuttle.
Oh, cool.
So I was in the cockpit of the. There were two cockpits. One was a full shuttle mock-up,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was a simulator. But I have over 500 landings on my iPhone that I've done with the space shuttle. So
I
I
put
knew
that
how
on
to
my
do it.
iPhone landings.
I
So
put
I did-
that on my
Very
phone about
dangerous.
500 times.
Yeah, yeah.
But I will tell you this: my boss, former boss, when I was at Aviation Week, really flew the shuttle. He flew 4
He really
missions.
flew?
Yeah. So I showed him my iPhone app. I'm like, Tom, what do you think of this? He goes, they made this into a game. They really took an Apple laptop into space so that while they were on the mission, they could practice landings to maintain their proficiency. So they made this into a simulator for the public, but that's what the astronauts really used in space.
Wow.
Because they had to maintain their proficiency. So you could land at Edwards, you could land at Kennedy. So if they
Very
change
cool.
the landing, they have to practice. So
So
you're
what
in-
else did you do?
So you're
What
in like
else?
a 20-degree dive, and my wife's like, you're going to hit the water, but you pull up at about 1,800 feet, and that's when all the airspeed bleeds off. You lose about 100 knots, and then you put the main gear right
Did
in
your
between.
wife enjoy this, or your kids?
She
as much
loved
as you
it.
did?
They loved it,
She
and
did?
I
right.
was going around helping other tourists to land, and one guy said to his wife, "Who was that guy?"
Who was that? Like
Like, 'cause
Superman.
I was telling
like
him-
Superman. Who was that?
I'm like,
man?
I'm going to talk you like an airplane. I'm going to
He
talk
used
him
to
right
be a
down to
pilot,
the ground.
by the way. He used to be a pilot.
He's never gonna make it.
He's going to make it. So I was telling him, how to, what the symbology meant and how to fly the shuttle.
Symbology.
Symbology.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a
that
heads
really
up
a word?
display.
Tribe in
Is that
Africa.
a
No, that's,
real word?
HUD
Isn't
symbology.
that every Tuesday and Thursday they collect the symbology, don't they?
I thought that's what Tom Cruise was part of.
So then we went to the Bahamas.
The jig.
Oh, now let's hear about. I thought you went to Bermuda.
We went to Bermuda last and
Bermuda,
then back.
Bahama. Okay.
So I was in the Bermuda Triangle at the northern tip
Bermuda,
of it, which
Bahamas,
was amazing. There's a
Jamaica.
lighthouse. That's the northern tip. Now I did a little thing about the Bermuda Triangle.
I would
There was a
like to
little
hear about the Bermuda Triangle,
So-
and then we'll go to Life Hack after John's done.
18 different incidences happen where things have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle.
That's it. Only 18.
18. The first was a ship in 1880. In 1945, 5 Grumman TBM Avenger torpedo bombers took off out of Fort Lauderdale. They headed east. This was December of 1945. They headed east into the Bermuda Triangle. Never seen or heard from again.
18.
Now, that's 5 aircraft, separate aircraft.
Right.
Why would 5 aircraft disappear?
Because maybe they had a bad storm, like a little tornado thing.
Could be.
Were they all flying together?
Did you ever see Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I did not.
Remember that? You don't remember that
Richard
movie?
Dreyfuss.
Richard
Sure,
Dreyfuss.
absolutely.
Those planes were in mint condition in the desert, and at the end, the pilots get off this UFO and they hadn't aged. It was like 1979 or whatever. So those are the pilots.
Yeah.
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
So that was, and then, so there were 18 other ships and planes that disappeared up until the last one
I
was in
thought it would be like
1991.
100 that they called it.
And over the years, 4 ghost ships were spotted in the triangle.
4 ghost
Like,
ships.
like they call them ghost ships. I don't know what they meant by that.
I don't know. There's a lot of party boats leaving Bermuda.
Yeah.
Maybe just a-
No, these were like old. People saw like old clipper, like sailboat. you know,
Like they
Columbus.
spotted the Titanic,
Yeah,
the
after they've been at the bar for
Lusitania.
about 6
The
hours. I've
big
seen a
drunk
lot
in
of
Bermuda
things.
is
Yeah,
the rum
right.
swizzle, from what I remember. So I think it was a bunch of people who
Could have
had a
been.
lot of rum swizzles.
But that's kind of wild that all those things happen in the Bermuda
It
Triangle.
is, but I would think it was a lot more than that. That they have this big. I mean, we could call it the Brooklyn Triangle. 18 people.
Well, it
missing in
goes
Brooklyn
from-
in like a month.
Sorry for the graphics, folks, but it
Yeah,
goes
show the
from
graphics.
Miami
It's very elaborate.
to put. This is high
High
budget.
tech.
Wow. This is
Miami
big.
to San Juan to Bermuda is
That's
the Bermuda Triangle.
Thank you for
Um,
taking the time to.
No
that
problem.
beautiful.
Yeah, we had that beautiful graphic.
When I picked my
which
grandson
I
up
wrote
from
while,
rescue
while,
school,
It's
which
great.
I wrote.
Your grandson
yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
my grandson did a.
My son's geometry test on the back of this thing.
I also went to the Bahamas, which was cool as a James Bond fan because Casino Royale was filmed there. So I saw one of the. I go, that's Sharif's boat. That's the bad guy's boat. And then Never Say Never Again with Sean Connery was filmed there. So I
Very
got to see the
interesting.
pier.
Your mother, Trebek. Oh, sorry.
Hey, when I was in Bermuda, I did take a sailboat out, and there was a big storm. I had to get towed back in fact. So there were a lot of storms out there in the water that, years ago especially, that they didn't track like they do today.
I keep
But the
trying
best-
to, I keep trying to book a flight with my wife through it. Just
Right through it?
send her.
Send
Send
her,
I'll
yeah.
meet you there.
She keeps coming
But the
back.
best-
I'm like,
I'll meet you there.
Nothing? Come on.
The best part of the trip was we on the first sea day we saw off our balcony we saw whales and dolphins. I saw an orca do a backflip right in front of us. That was incredible.
What was her name?
Orca. And then we saw what like in the distance we could see a whale come out of the water head first, like you see on TV. And then like a half a dozen dolphins or so around the ship. To me that was really cool because I got to see them in the wild.
How about
Not in an
the
aquarium.
boat? I have no desire to go on a cruise, but I hear the boat is like another city. Like you don't even
It's
realize
a
you're on a
whole
boat.
whole city, and it's
What are some of the things that were on the boat that you went, wow, I didn't think that was going to be on a boat?
John, why didn't you ask to do a comedy show on the boat?
So
Usually they
it-
have entertainment.
so Carl Guerra, I'm sorry, who I never met before. He was the comedian on the boat. I saw him and Rich Walker standing together.
Of Rich Newham?
And
Oh, that's right. Rich was on the
Rich Walker was
cruise
on the
with you.
ship. So we were joking. I said, if anything happens to Carl,
Right.
you know, we have plenty of backup. You know, but no, I didn't want to do you have to really know what you're doing with a cruise ship, right? Because
Yeah, it's a special type of
it's
show.
a speed. The demographics are from all over the world.
Yeah.
And you have to be totally clean during the family show, and you can't do anything controversial edgy
Right.
or anything like that. It's tough. He was fantastic. Carl
He was good?
Was fantastic.
See, I never watch comics. I couldn't go on, mostly because if it's a good audience and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was up there.
Yeah.
So it's not an enjoyable experience for me.
See, I just, you know, when I'm not up, I just watch and I enjoy it. The last cruise I took out of New York, Corey Kahaney was the
Oh, well,
comic,
okay.
and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
kids
I
loved
remember
her,
that.
and she was fantastic.
I remember that.
So it's a different set that you have to do for
Yes.
cruise ships.
Yes.
Then you like
Well,
I couldn't just do my act.
Well,
I'd
I
have
think
to have
they
a
would
different
know.
act.
I think they would know the presidents.
They would. So I would do like, because they always say, washy washy, happy happy. So I do like washy washy, happy happy. You gotta clean. This is how you dry your hands. You just keep going back and forth, dry your hands. But like it's the cruise. You have to do all your material around cruises. Like you do a lot of buffet jokes.
Right,
You do
right,
stuff like
right.
that. Because that's the only thing that everybody has in common.
Everybody relates to
Commonality,
something about the
right.
cruise.
That's the only commonality. Because people from all over the world, and some people, you know, especially New Yorkers, they can be a little
No.
tough.
Abrasive. No.
Yeah, no. They,
Weird.
You know, let me
Life
tell you
back
something
now.
about New Yorkers, and
Like
we're all New
upstate New
Yorkers
York,
here.
I guess. Upstate New York, you must be talking
Upstate.
about,
Yeah, yeah.
The Amish.
Here's the way, and then we'll go to Life Hack. People say to me, because I teach all over the country, and you know, I'm a big time comic, I go nowhere, and people always ask me, oh yeah, but one guy was adamant about it in Ohio. Oh, I go, listen, New Yorkers are busy, or they think they're busy. But if you need help, you just need to look a New Yorker in the eyes, maybe grab buddy arm and go, I need help. And most New Yorkers are going to help you.
No,
New Yorkers are good people. They're just busy, or they think they're busy.
I will always go out of my way to help a tourist.
Yeah,
I'll
and
give
not
them
only
directions.
tourist, anybody. You'll help anybody. But let's
That's
go
true.
to Life Hack, and we'll be back in a minute with Sandy.
Please listen. This is a LifeVac. It's easy to use and can save a life in an airway emergency. LifeVac is proven to save lives, and it's as simple as place, push, pull. I've had one in my kitchen and one in my car for years, and you should have one in yours. Choking is a leading cause of death. 5,000 people a year die from choking, one child every 5 days, and it can happen in just 4 minutes. There's no time to wait. If you have children in your home, please consider your LifeVac today.
Life Hack, saving lives. We spoke to Artie the other day, and they saved another life.
I think they're up to 20 lives saved now.
Something
20.
they're out
Big
there.
20?
They're out there. And a lot of fire departments around the country now are buying them. For the rigs, believe it or not.
I think it's a fantastic thing. I have
It
one
is.
in my house too.
And somebody said to me, whoa, plunging, sucking it out, could it hurt them? It's a last resort.
They're having
You
a
know,
bad day anyway. I
the
mean, you know,
Heimlich's not working, or they're in a wheelchair, they're overweight, or whatever.
whatever.
Give it a shot. Is Sandy on the phone?
I'm here.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi,
Hi,
Sandy.
San.
Sandy,
How you doing, you handsome guys?
thank you.
What show are you watching? Turn our
Our
show
TV
on.
must be fuzzy.
Yeah.
Turn our show
No,
on.
she
Sandy.
meant that for me.
Friends on.
Thanks, San.
It's fuzzy.
Watching the Magic Mike of Long Island right now.
Nice.
Sandy, so thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy lady. I'm one of your biggest fans on Facebook, my dear. There's a lot of people who put posts on Facebook, and you know, we don't do politics here, but a lot of political stuff. There's a lot of people showing you food and all this kind of stuff, and people showing their grandson every other day, and that's me.
Yeah.
But I have to say, you make me laugh, and you make me want to be in New York City. Some of your posts are wonderful about wonderful things going on, and then the next day you're kicking somebody's ass.
I got to tell you, I'm no spring chicken, John. I started this comedy later in life, and I go into my day job, and I got to tell you, I get off that bus, and it's like I'm energized by the people and by the incidents and everything I see and the scenery. And I always find something new, right, to discuss on Facebook.
Yes.
Or somebody's aggravating me because, you know, let's face it, I'm at this age, right, where I get aggravated pretty easily. And but New York's got something for everyone. And you're so right about New Yorkers, John. They will help you. They are, when in the core of things, they are really good people.
They are. And something I found interesting, and what I'm gonna work on a little project is these little fire departments from around the country and people from these small areas are so passionate about their little part of the country and so patriotic. And you know, we look at the big cities and say, oh, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York is great people, or busy people, or wonderful people, or busy fire departments, they're the best. These little towns, they think they're the best, and I love the enthusiasm.
They're not, though.
That's nice. Yeah, no, we all know we're the best. I know. Like you said it. No, but it's true. Like I know, like the fire departments in our area. I'm on West 4th Street,
Right.
and we have our little fire department around the corner.
Mhm.
And you know, I pass there all the time. I flirt with the guys. You know, they're very professional. But I love my firemen. I love them, and you know, they do a lot of good. And I guess you're right. To them in their parts of the world where they come from, and their parts in their state or their city, to them they're the greatest. So
Exactly.
it's nice that you could cross aisles like that, Don.
Yes.
If you don't have good pizza and good bagels, you're not the greatest. It's that simple.
Listen, New Yorkers, I got to tell you, spring is sprung, boys, and everybody with the white before Memorial Day is pissing me off a little. I'm letting it lie, but, you know, I'm watching everybody. I'm watching what they wear, you know. It's spring in New York, and spring has sprung.
The only part of the country that matters is within 100 miles of the Empire State
Would
Building.
you stop?
That's where the best
we
food
We are a
is.
national show.
You know,
National.
Mayor Bloomberg just can't get New York out of his
Look,
system
I'm
here.
getting all
Why the
comments
hell do you
already.
think we stay here with the taxes
Look
and
at
the
all
cold
the
This
comments
is
weather?
why
already.
we can't travel abroad. You understand? I have my guys at my club. They're like, let's go to Italy. Let's go to Italy. I'm like, I'm not going to Italy with someone that calls it Italy.
That's
No
right.
way. Oh, that's the worst. The
Mozzarella.
the people that go out of the country and speak English loudly to foreigners aggravates
Why
me
they
to no
don't
end. It's like,
Yeah.
I want a Diet Coke. I'm like, he doesn't speak English.
Sandy,
Speaks
so
Italian.
so the white doesn't bother you that much, but what else is going on in the city that's irking you maybe a little bit?
Well, no, we're a little calm now, but you know, the summer's going to come and the parades are going to start every
Uh-oh.
weekend.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got that going on. And, you know, I got to be honest with you. The Metro card went up, like it went from 121 to 126.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some fare hikes, you know, the bridge and tunnel. So it's like, you know, people get into town, they're a little antsy, if you know what I mean, John.
Yeah.
You know, people are a little, you know, they're beeping their horns and stuff, and they're, you know, everybody's like, it's energizing, but, you know, people are a little angry. They're a little angry, but it's a good angry, you
But,
know.
Sandy, I heard the
Blasio
You know what?
downtown.
That's very, very funny, and that's
What?
a New Yorker. They're angry, but it's
a
a good
good
angry.
angry.
I like that, Sandy.
It's a good, you know, it's the kind of angry they'll stab you, but they'll donate blood to you so you don't die. You know, like that's nice.
Yes.
I mean, if somebody's on a phone and I'm rushing for a train, I have no problem bumping into them, push them out of the way, whatever. But if it's somebody like on crutches, like I'll take the time to help them down the stairs. I mean, I'm a prick. I'm not a monster. But
You know, I know, and see that you're a New Yorker. You have that part. I have that too. It's not always appreciated. You know, sometimes
Right.
you try to help somebody across the street, and they do. They smack you in the face. They like, leave it. I got it.
That's when you
know,
trip
I've been
'em.
smacked by a few men before, you know, and I'm like, all right, well, listen, I tried to help you.
Sandy,
You know?
there was a guy walking by my building. I was sitting by my building having coffee, and I noticed a guy's shoes were untied. So I said, "Sir, your shoe is untied." He goes, "Yeah, whatever." So I step on the lace, and he trips and falls.
No,
and he
you
yeah,
didn't.
I did. He
No,
goes,
you
he goes, "You tripped me," and I go, "Yeah, whatever." You know, so that you do that kind of
Nah.
thing. No, I didn't do. I
That
wanted
don't
to,
even
though.
sound remotely believable,
No,
John. I gotta be honest.
But I
Really.
wanted to. I wanted to.
Wow, that was in
That
your
was-
head.
It sound, that's worse
we
than
don't
saying
think it.
Italy.
We don't do
I
it.
was walking through Washington Square Park, and I always saved like half my food. Sometimes I give it to the homeless. And there was a woman in there. She's homeless. I gave her an apple. She freaking threw it at me and hit me in the
complained,
head. Okay? So, you know, it doesn't always go over well.
No.
It doesn't
Wait,
go
she
over
threw.
well.
Why would she throw the apple at you?
Because she
She
ate
got
half of it
angry.
before she
Yeah, but it
got
was a good angry. It was a good angry, guys.
Good
It was
angry,
like, I don't want your apple. Maybe she wasn't on a diet. That's, like it is what it is.
Listen,
Well, that's true. That can't happen. I gave my seat to a woman that got on the train, and she told me she wasn't that fat, that she looked pregnant. And I said, nobody
There
said
you
you were
go.
pregnant. I was just offering you a seat. She goes, I'm not that fat. So I'm like, actually, yes, you are. You look like you have
No, you
quadruplets
didn't
in there.
say
Oh,
I don't.
John,
No,
come
that-
on, that's two
excuse
in a row.
me.
No.
Excuse me.
excuse
did.
me, I'm
It's not
talking.
laughter says lies.
Yeah.
It's saying
I would have
Very good.
That
Yeah.
one I actually did, but I ran the hell off the train, and it was like as the doors were closing
Because she knew she couldn't catch it because she was
because she was
chubby.
kind of chubby.
Fat.
Got-
That would have been a fun race to watch, though. I would have
Listen
was
to me,
good.
Sandy. Last thing before we let you go, I want to
No, I
bring.
want to hear more. She's
All
good.
right, we got the commercial. And
Oh, we
got
got
a
the
few other things.
commercial.
I want to bring my kids and the lovely lady into the city next week. Where would you recommend that we go? That's an unusual place that you think maybe I have not been.
Penn Station.
Well,
Hudson
I
Yards,
mean,
right?
a lot of people are walking on the High Line. John.
High Line.
Oh, I like the
Oh, the
High Line.
High Line's
City.
terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
all
fun
the
on
way
the High
down
Line.
by the meatpacking district. So you could take a nice walk there. It's kind of fun. But, Battery Park has a lot of little parks and
Yes.
stuff. There's a roller skating rink, and I don't know if the roller rink is going to still be there, but there's a lot of stuff down there on the water
Got
by
life
the
back?
Battery Park area.
Yes.
They have definitely Chelsea Piers. If you want to you could spend a day in Chelsea Piers and just get lost. I mean,
Yeah.
there's everything there. You
Well,
you could dine there.
that-
You could play basketball. There's
Sandy.
a bunch of things activity-wise there.
Sandy, that whole pier along the water, that whole strip, which is beautiful now. When I walked down there back in the day, all right,
During her own-
that was all burning up. I mean, the meatpacking district you
Oh, it
mentioned,
was a
that was all
shitty
burning
area.
up. The High Line was railroad tracks. We were up there with ladders every other week putting out fires.
10th
So-
Avenue was all degenerates. And
Yeah, what-
John, your
Filth.
Fitbit will explode if you walk with the steps on the High Line.
What they've done down there since I started on the job 30 years ago, I'm thinking maybe it's
You
longer
couldn't
than
go
that.
down there 30 years ago. It was a shithole.
I worked down there.
No, what
I
I'm
was
saying
a-
was
Oh,
crime.
oh
a lot
my
of
It's a
crime.
fireman.
Oh my God, we're getting to the curse words now.
It's beautiful down
lot
there.
of
So
drugs,
good
lot of
suggestions.
Beautiful.
Good suggestions, Sandy. Thank you for calling in. We'll do this on a regular basis.
Yes, always a pleasure. I'll tell you what's going on in New York, whatever you need. I'm your girl, good, bad, and ugly.
Thank you, Bubba. And I want you to come in again one day, too, and sit with us.
I promise I will.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
All right.
Sandy, we
Bye.
used to... Bye-bye. We used to on a number of shows. Very, very funny.
Oh, she's a ball.
She started,
all
late,
pisser.
like she said, she started comedy late in life. And I find that a lot of the comics that start late in life really enjoy it, really have fun with it. They're not expecting to be, they maybe want to make a few extra bucks, but they're not expecting to make it here. So they don't have that same attitude.
Right.
Well, it's a
You know?
different dynamic when you're a working comic and when you're doing it
When
for
you're doing it,
like hobby or
right.
fun. Way different. Way
What do you,
different.
what, you do it for what?
I don't.
Burgers?
I don't even
Burgers?
do it. No.
The chicks.
Yeah.
For the chicks.
For the chicks, yeah, and the money. Oh,
I never understood that. We know a lot of comics. We know a lot of nice comics.
Sure.
Which we're lucky.
Yes, I only.
I
know
hear
that.
stories of people that comics. Not that I know them, but people say that comics are rude to them. I'm like,
oh,
Why?
There's a lot.
fog in the bastages. A lot of them are.
well, we're very lucky.
What did you say?
We've worked with a lot of great people.
Fog? What?
Fog in the
assholes.
bastages.
Oh,
The
well,
fog
You never
and
saw
ice.
Johnny
So
Dangerous?
No, there's another term I heard this week that I never heard in my life.
What?
I was at a wake and I gave them the Irish goodbye.
What's
Oh, yeah.
that?
See you later. Just
You
leave
don't
without
say goodbye to
saying
anybody.
goodbye.
You
What's
don't
the
say goodbye.
difference between Jews and the Irish?
Oh boy.
What?
The Irish leave without saying goodbye. The Jews say goodbye and never leave.
Oh,
And the
hey.
Italians say goodbye to everybody and kiss
Everybody.
everybody and
Kisses,
hug everybody.
There you
Takes
go.
forever to leave.
MCM Duck Cleaning.
Guys, relax. Established in 2003, MCN Duct Cleaning LLC is the end result of many years of research, continuing education, and determination. With a background in HVAC, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems,
Thank you.
and working for an HVAC company for 13 years, Matthew Nichols realized the need to provide a better, cleaner, and safer environment, not only for his own family, but for the families in his community. MCN has now expanded to both Suffolk and Nassau counties and provides service for both residential and commercial properties. Their goal is to be the #1 source for HVAC cleaning and to provide high-quality service not only the first time, but every time. Give Matt a call, 631-885-5736. Again, that's 631-885-5736.
Now-
MCM Duct Cleaning, give our friend Matt a call.
Maddie stopped by the show at Healy's the other day and dropped another check on us.
Very big, terrific guy.
For sponsorship. He's a great guy. They are offering a new service now. They are cleaning, deconning, I guess the right word is ambulances for different departments in Suffolk.
Decontaminated.
They're going in every few weeks and basically deconning the ambulance. Supposedly that has to be done every few months.
Sure. yeah.
John, why don't you tell our listeners what deconning is?
Oh, decontamination. Basically a very thorough cleaning. At times maybe even sterilization, but not necessary.
Oh.
Thorough cleaning. Two other sponsors, Famous Visions, if you need some brochures or anything like that, shirts, pencils. Jonathan does a great job for us, Famous Visions.
He does all of our gala.
Business cards. He donates them at the gala.
Right, the gala. What do we call that? The
Almost Gala.
Almost
The pamphlets,
Gala.
The journals.
Almost
The
Gala.
journals.
The journal.
And if you're going to go to Florida, Port St. Lucie area, please stay at the Hilton Garden Inn PGA Village. Beautiful golf course. They took very good care of us when we were out there. So that's that. Olivia Saves Lives. Olivia Lynn is in Binghamton University. Olivia Lynn LaRocchia. And every week she's in environmental studies. Olivia wants to save the world. And we need people like that who are looking out for the environment, especially these days with all the politics and the news. Am I right, Kevin?
Absolutely.
So Olivia's tip of the day. And we try to keep it simple
Yep.
because we want the average person to be able to do something. So one week we said, you hear it all the time, but do it. Get your own bags when you go to the supermarket. Get your own bags. Bring your own straw when you go to Starbucks. Little things like that. So Olivia said to me
Now
today.
they have paper straws on the cruise ship. It's all
Correct.
paper.
Correct.
So the plastic doesn't go in the ocean.
Correct. Or you could get your own straws and bring your straws with you. That's what they do when they go to Starbucks. So I said to Olivia, give me a tip for tonight. And she said, Dad, eat less meat.
Why?
And very good. Not only is it healthier for you, but if you eat plants, it's better for you. What if there's more meat around, more cows around, they actually release methane, which is not good for global warming. And I said, babe, but how much methane? She goes, Dad, you'd be surprised how many cows there are. And then there are, they eat the antibiotics. Where are the antibiotics? She said, but it can contaminate the soil, and they can't use their refuse. Is that the right word?
The poo.
Yeah, for the soil because it has antibiotics. So eat more red
So
meat.
why do they use antibiotics?
To whatever they do.
They shouldn't.
They do.
That's the main thing.
They do. Eat less meat. That's a
No,
simple.
I heard,
Somebody-
I heard
Don't
they're
debate
trying
it.
to-
You know what?
They're trying to change like the grain and stuff that they feed the
Yeah.
cows
Yeah.
to improve
I was,
their
guys,
fluctuance.
you three are firemen. Now, I was told a tip from somebody who is a mom, that she was told from the fire department, and if I got this right, I think it's a terrific tip. If, God forbid, there's ever a fire in the house and there's children there,
Right.
the children are told to throw their toys out the window so the firemen will see and know where the kids are in the house.
Well, how about just going to the window if they can look out and say, "I'm here."
Well, that's
Well,
what
you know, I think the
is,
best
is that I'm saying, is that a valid tip?
I think the top
never
finder
heard
thing is
that.
great.
The
No, I
top
never heard
finder
that.
thing,
No,
No?
that's
Okay.
no.
All right.
But you could tell the mother to throw her toys out the window,
Right.
so we know where she is.
They'll usually
All
go
right,
in
all
You know
right,
what I'm saying by
guys,
toys,
you know
Patty? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, hey.
yeah. Oh.
Whoa.
We have told racial jokes, sexist. We've really crossed a lot of lines.
Well, we were
John,
tr-
do you want me to do this segment
We were
tonight, or
trying
you
to
wanna-
land a sponsor tonight, but we went.
No, Sal left. Sal left.
Ordered
Sal
out
left.
tears. He ran
Sal,
out.
I think
Sal,
Pat-
can I just say,
Oh.
Sal's company put in my hot water heater a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful two young gentlemen came. One of them ended up being his son, which I didn't know. They did a wonderful job. I got to pronounce the name right. Sal Manzo? Yes. Manzo. Suffolk in Nassau County only? Nassau County. They do great work, very professional. And if you need them, they'll be there. Give them a call. All right, look them up. You want to give a phone number? 516
783
783
04
04
90.
90.
Wait,
Look
is
them
that
up.
Montauk?
Yes, it is.
You got like a cool.
I'm from
like,
Montauk. I know 783.
You got a cool sales phrase that you put.
That's
you
what we're
know,
gonna do
like,
for
you
him.
know,
Keep
yeah.
the plumbing humming.
Whoa!
Plumbing, humming.
We can't, I like that. We can build around that.
Whoa.
Oh.
We can build around that. I like your business card.
Where's your office at Montauk?
Montauk Avenue.
Monterey Avenue, right by the high school, right?
Talking off camera.
No.
Just north
Okay.
of
Oh wait, yeah, we're not supposed to be talking off camera.
Oh, that's right. We're not
Yeah,
supposed to
sorry,
talk
Sal.
about
We're
that.
not supposed to be talking off camera. All right, you did a lot of work here on like you normally do with these segments.
Yes. So guys.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay,
4
guys.
minutes.
Guys,
Yes.
it's been a while since we had Patty's G's.
Thank
Gee,
you.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
know
right.
that.
Thank the good Lord.
Another riveting segment, and you guys are gonna love this because it
Yes.
concerns baseball.
Excellent.
And you guys are the baseball nuts.
Guess who's going to the Met game tomorrow night, Patty?
You and
Who's
Patty
going?
Maroney and Les Deegan and the whole crew.
Yep.
So I did this very brief. We're going to do
Please.
a little history on the baseball glove and the baseball bat.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So, in its infancy in the 1870s, okay, the baseball gloves were basically used to bat the ball down. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, they were not used to catch it.
Really?
Now, the problem was a lot of the guys preferred bare hands because they felt they were being unmanly. They were called a softy for batting it down.
All right.
Okay? A gentleman who was a pitcher by the name of Albert Spalding.
I've heard
Okay?
of him.
Yes.
Got a nice pair of
In,
balls.
in 1877.
He's got a pair of balls, that guy.
Oh, what a pair of gagoots on it.
Yeah,
All right,
gagoots.
listen.
His pants fit him like a glove.
He walked out onto the field in a fingerless black leather padded baseball glove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The glove turned out to be so popular, he started a mail order business. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I'm all messed up here.
Well, that we know.
Okay? By the 1890s, the glove had become so successful, okay, that the players started to use it all the time. Okay? A couple of years later, they added fingers and lacing.
Yep.
Okay? That's how we basically got
And
the
then
modern
they had
baseball.
like a little webbing too,
Right.
I think.
But now, can I steal your thunder, maybe? Didn't the bat come from cricket?
No, John, that's the next
Oh, I'm
part,
sorry.
okay?
I'm sorry.
Stop acting like Pat Maroney.
I'm
please.
sorry,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
now that's just a little history here.
Do
now,
you know Giancarlo Mascas is this guy?
No, but he's very annoying.
This episode has crossed the line of boring and entered the something
Abysmal zone.
Abysmal zone.
Don't read the comments. Who cares? We got 10 million
That's Steve.
viewers. Probably.
Oh, that's
That's
Steve?
Steve. It's got to be Steve.
so
Hey,
it's
there
Steve.
she is. Thanks. Walk by and distract everybody,
Yeah,
young
really.
lady. Trying to do a show here.
That's our next show for the
Jeez,
people
she
that
walks
can't
by
see
with a
what
little
happened.
skirt, and that throws
No,
Patty all off.
I'm
We just
up.
told you're not supposed to talk off camera.
Off camera
Everything's
again.
in the
I'm
show.
sorry.
All right, now, early baseball
you fell
bats.
asleep.
Early baseball bats were usually done by the players themselves would carve them, or they would hire carpenters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay, in 1865, the Philadelphia Athletics broke every single bats they played in the game. Okay, there was a young kid who was a woodworker in Louisville, Kentucky. His name was Bud Hillerich,
Oh, I thought you were say
Okay.
Donald Trump or something.
and he
like
went
that.
to
That would've been good.
he went to see his
The
favorite
best
team,
bats. We make the best bats.
the Louisville Eclipse.
Yes.
Okay, the star of that team was Peter Browning. He broke his bat during the game.
Yes.
Okay, Hillerich invited him back to the shop, and they
Right.
spent the whole entire night making a bat just for that guy.
I have a feeling it's
Okay.
the Louisville Slugger.
Yes, the next day,
Are we
the
peeking?
guy got 3 hits. That was the
Three hits?
That was the Louisville Slugger. Now, just a little piece of trivia. Honus Wagner was the first player to ever get paid to have his name burned on the Louisville
Oh,
Slugger.
really?
Yes, he was the first
What
one.
year was that? I didn't know that.
That was in the 1890s.
You got 30 seconds.
Okay,
there,
all
Patty.
right. In the 1890s, the bat was also, which is the standard rule now, shortened to 42 inches. Before that, the bat could be 42 inches, but it could be any diameter. So there
Well,
were guys
Babe Ruth's bat supposedly was.
there were
really
guys
fat.
getting up
Big-
there
big
looked like
barrel
telephone.
bat. Right,
Okay.
right.
Guys,
Okay.
and that's how the baseball bat came into being.
Very, very interesting.
Can I just finish on one little thing there?
I'm sure you got it anyway if we say no.
I am. When you break in a baseball glove, don't get the steaming or any of this crap. Just put a little oil that from the company that makes your glove. Match the glove to the oil. They all make them, and just a light coat.
Light coat.
Play catch. Wrap it in a. But they have a ball and plastic ball and a little elastic thing. You don't have to use rubber bands
used to
anymore.
put a softball
It's called
and
a
wrap it.
Rawlings breaking kit, and it
Yes.
comes with a softball. Use that. Don't follow any of this voodoo shit where you have to have, whale sperm or anything.
Just
Just break it in the right way.
You know how hard it is to get that whale
Everybody
sperm?
use shaving cream, use
Stains.
chalk.
Stains.
Just use the oil that
the
comes
whales
from the
don't wear
Even though,
condoms.
even though I'm not making my sausage and peppers tomorrow because you guys are in, coming late or whatever.
Oh,
We're
'cause
gonna
we
have a
work.
good time. We're gonna have a good time.
Not
But
all
right now, we're off to the
Massapequa
Massapequa Diner.
Diner.
Good night, everybody. Laughter Saves Lives Live. Yes.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? The trick of the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball. Play ball. Take off the caps. Time for the song.